Idris
All
Matusagawa,
right.
and continuing the conversation that we had back last year, 2024, we were talking about sound at the importance of sound in the entertainment industry. And as it is, every Friday we talk about entertainment, art, technology, and how the industry is moving forward. Well, today, to continue the conversation, I'm at Quad A, one of the best studios that we have in East Africa, or Africa as well. But yes, they are moving grounds. They're making improvements in the sound in the sound art that we have in Uganda. And I'll let them introduce themselves. I'll start with this gentleman, please. What's your name and what do you do at Quad A?
Yes, so my name is Vianney Kaziwe, and I'm an audio engineer at Quad A and also the head of production. One of the doctors of sound, in a layman's term. Yes, and I'm responsible for how projects come in and making sure that the whole team that is working efficiently well. And among the audio, the audio engineering work that I do. Thank you.
All right. A sound engineer, that's a new job for you guys who are at school and trying to figure out what you want to do in life. Sound engineering is something that is new on the market right now, and you can make a lot of money from it. And to introduce one person who has made a lot of money from sound engineering.
Well, a lot of money relative, but well, thank you so much for having us today. My name is Andrew Ahura. I'm the team lead here at Quad A Group, and we are an audio post-production facility that offers audio solutions to multiple industries. And our mission is to rebrand Africa through sound, and that's what our resolve is. And my job is simply to do, in the production side, I do compose music for film, TV commercials, radio adverts, film, documentaries, games, animations, but also mixing. That's part of my JD here at the facility in the docket of production.
Well, pass over the mic and let's get to it.
Yes, thank you, Idris, for this opportunity. My name is Kasoma Tony. I'm an audio engineer also here at Quad A. I do a couple of things, mixing, recording, everything an audio engineer would do. But majorly, I am the head of the academy here, training. So Quad A, we are into the business of educating the next generation of audio engineers. So I'm responsible for that. Yes.
Thank you. My name is John Etiang. I am also an audio engineer here at Quad A, and as well as the head of research and development. I do, in the docket of production, I do sound design, designing cars, sounds, literally the sound that you hear, and in research and development, we develop new products. We have a new product. It's called XP Africa. It's an online music library. We launched that last year, and there's many more that are coming. We have to be on top of our game in technology. Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much, dear viewers. Thank you, Idris, too, plus your team. My name is Gerard Dowere, and I'm the finance and administrative manager here at Quad A. I'm not a sound engineer, but I'm a sound enthusiast. So I handle majorly financial and operational activities at Quad A. So guys, kindly come to Quad A. Our budgets are very pocket friendly, and yeah, you're most welcome. Thank you, Ed.
Now that you have met the team at Quad A, the sound engineers, the financiers, who decides how much money to invest in the product, or maybe how much you at home, who has a film project, who has a music project, can actually pay and get the most spectacular sound that you will get in Uganda. And on that point, I want to start with Andrew, and the question would be, what is the unique service that, as Quad A, you provide to people who are in entertainment, who need sound services?
One of the things that we are known for is audio post-production. Audio post-production is the last phase when you're developing content. So we have three phases, as I always say. We have pre-production, we have production, and then we have post-production. And in pre-production, you're developing your script, you're getting to know how your play is going to go, or your content is going to go. Then you enter production, where you go into the field and develop the content. But then that content has to be properly put together and cleaned up and brushed. So we then enter into a phase called post-production, and that's where we specialize in working together with content creators. So we finalize, we do dialogue editing, we clean up your dialogue, we add Foley. Foley is human interaction with objects, where the shoes, the feet, we have to re-record all those details. You see, the ear is very powerful. It can pay attention to things as slight as people are walking, but we don't hear their feet. Yes, so we have to re-record the feet. And then we also have backgrounds, atmosphere, where the content is being placed. Then we have music. We compose music for this whatever they're trying to achieve, because music has the power to manipulate. And we're going to demonstrate to you what we're talking about literally. You're going to be able to have an experience of that. And then the final process is mixing. What is unique about Quad A is that we are the first in East Africa to be Dolby Atmos enabled. What that does is that it gives an opportunity for whoever is developing content to immerse their audience in something that is more three-dimension. Three-dimension in the sense that they will get an experience of sound being around them. Surround sound. And of course we have a cinema here in Uganda that can play back that content. So for content developers, people who are doing adverts, people who are doing films, people who are doing games, they can have people actually experience that content in our cinemas today. So those are some of the unique services. Of course, with musicians, we recently had the privilege of working together with Swang's Avenue for their All-Star album, and we mixed their entire album in Dolby Atmos. And that means people can go on Spotify and listen to the music around them. And just having music coming from the front with speakers in front, you can now hear music around you like three-dimension. Indeed.
All right. Now, to bring in Tony, Andrew has talked about Atmos, and for those at home who do not understand Atmos, we were in studio earlier, and my camera person, Uma, just listened to something in Atmos, and he was mesmerized. So, Tony, how does this enhance the experience of entertainment in Uganda for the filmmakers, but also for the artists?
Yes, thank you. To explain Atmos, I think in the layman's language, is to say, okay, maybe I can just bring back the history. We started with one channel, because our engineer here has been say, oh, I'm hearing one channel, which we know as mono. Mono is just one channel, one dimension. And then we have stereo, where we have two dimensions. You have a left and you have a right. If you look at the studio here, you have left, right speakers. And then, of course, now you move into three-dimensional sound, where we have the 5.1. 5.1 is more like 6 channels. So now you have 6 channels. Of course, you would move 1 channel, 2 channels, 3 channels, where we have the LCR, which means you have center, left, right. So now I can hear from this dimension, but I can also hear from that dimension. And then you have the 5.1 channel, 6 channels. So the channels go on increasing. And the more the channels increase, the more the experience. Because now, imagine we have all these voices into one channel.
Yeah.
So it is all clogged up into that space. So a lot on the technical side, there's a lot that you need to do to make sure there is separation. But also on the consumer's end, there is a lot that you're trying to pick just from one space. Right now we are seated in a three-dimensional space. So what Atmos is likely to do is that, okay, give Vianney his channel where he's seated. Place Idris where he's seated. Place Andrew where he's seated. Then you have this experience. So from the consumer's perspective, when you're placing, or when you have, of course, initially we used to have, back then we used to have what you call home theaters. So home theaters, you buy a home theater, but you have speakers around your living room. Right now it has now advanced to Atmos, whereby now we have, what Atmos does, it adds the high channels. So we have these ones that lie what we call a bed. We would call it a bed. But then you have high channels that I would want to hear things coming from up above me. Things like rain, helicopters, birds, yeah. In mono, all the birds would be here. But now in Atmos, I can hear the bird where it is in its real life sense.
Just one question.
Yes, sir.
Doesn't that then require multiple speakers for me to have an experience in Atmos? And also, wouldn't that mean that me as a consumer of, let's say, music, of film, I would have to have special devices to be able to experience my music in Atmos 3D?
Yes, that is a possibility, of course, for people who want to actually have the experience. Definitely, you would need to have the equipment that translates what has been created for that environment. So when you go to Cinemax, for example, they have a Dolby Atmos stage. So for people who want to experience Dolby Atmos, you go to that site, of course, with extra money, yes. But for people, let's say the consumer who has just really AirPods, earbuds, and earphones and headphones, Atmos has gone far as introducing the binaural. So binaural is the Atmos three-dimensional experience in just left-right. Yes. And we shall do a demonstration here, because when you listen to an Atmos mix in a two-dimensional space, it's quite different, because then you'll still feel the illusion of things coming from your head in all spaces. Yet in stereo, it's just here and here, and then here. It's really interesting.
Right. So, before we conclude the conversation, I know we are running out of time, and I promise you viewers at home we shall be able to continue this conversation over and over again, because one of our objectives is to improve the industry, showcase what new technologies, what new strides have been taken. And for example, here at Quad A, the first ever studio to produce Atmos 3D sound that you've never heard of anywhere here in Uganda. But just to conclude our conversation, Tony, I want a demonstration. When in Uganda, we believe by seeing. So could you just demonstrate to us what kind of sound that you do here, and also how do you configure the 3D sound on the computer?
Right, I think I'll have the help of Andrew. So, our viewers, right now what you're looking at is a Pro Tools session. This is a project from one of our clients, Dummy Twitch. He gave us a project. Dummy Twitch is a very interesting creative from Nigeria. Very powerful, very great.
So what am I seeing? The green, the yellow, the purple?
So what you're looking at is the session. Andrew talked about the elements that are included in audio post-production. So we have dialogue, we have Foley, we have sound effects, we have music, we have backgrounds. So all those elements are placed right here in this session from the different engineers. Everyone has something, has a role they play. And so right now, we after they've played their role, we carry all their sessions into this. Now this is the final mix session. Right. So the orange, So the orange right there is the sound effects. Andrew just solo just the sound effects there for us to hear them. So those are special effects designed for that car and the environment and everything. And then we have Foley, which is the human interactions. He talked about the footsteps. Yeah. So let's see that. The interaction with the phone. So that's also another element. Then we have the backgrounds. So the backgrounds are the environment. The environment is the ambience of the space that you're in. Yeah. So right there you hear the garage. We're in a garage space. And then the music. The emotional aspect of sound. Yeah. So one element is missing here, which is
now we put everything together.
Yeah. So dialogue is the only element that is missing here because it wasn't part of the commercial. So everything joined together. Yeah, so those who are at home with their Dolby Atmos enabled living rooms, please enable your rooms. Like Idris here, he can hear the car move around him. In that space, yes. So that's what it is.
Oh, wow. Well done. For you who's watching at home, I can just explain to you the feeling that you get when you're listening to Atmos 3D sound is the feeling of sitting in water, and water is all around you, and that water is the sound that I have just had here at Quad A. This is technology that we haven't had before here in Uganda, but now you can have it. So, now I just want us to watch this again one last time, both the sound and the video, and I'll ask my camera person to just focus on the video there as we hear the sound, because the experience is just amazing. And just to remind you, as Andrew is preparing this, Quad A, a very technologically advanced studio here in Uganda. It can do Atmos sound. So you, as an entertainer who's looking to produce a project, a film, all right, we're ready. And applause indeed. I felt like clapping the first time, and the applause just confirmed my feeling. As we conclude the conversation, Andrew, just a reminder to the entertainment industry in Uganda what they can do with Atmos 3D and just enhancing the experience of me consuming the film, the songs that they produce. What do you have to tell to the artist at home?
Yeah, I mean, this is the future, and it's very important with the advancement of AI, with the advancement of all these technologies and also us having a global community. We can no longer say that we're in Uganda. For us to actually make revenue, we need to be able to export our content globally. So you have to add value. Adding value from the government and all these different parastatals. There's been a campaign to add value to the content that we produce. So right now, for you to speak a global language, for you to speak a regional language, you need to advance in your content and the way you deliver. So I really ask that content developers